All right, what up, world? This is Brian Wright. Welcome back to another episode of Courage to Change. I'm with, this week, Katelyn McCoy out of OKC. How you doing, Katelyn?
Good.
Yeah. She's a highly influential person in recovery. She just entered into the 4%ers. Yeah. And she's a senior account rep at Pace Butler. That's awesome. I know about the struggle and how long it took you to get there. I'm proud of you. Okay, and first I want to start off with a couple of your peers review of you.
Okay.
So the first peer that I have up for you, that when I asked, describe Katelyn in 1 or 2 words, is Amy Jordan. And guess what she said?
What'd she say?
She said she said that you're willing and sincere. And also, I asked Brandon and Kaylee. I asked Brandon first because he was the first person to answer the phone. And what he said was dedicated and committed. It's awesome. And that's what you are. And then, and of course, we asked Kaylee what her words were of you to describe you. And she said, pure, genuine soul. That's awesome. And she said she's a real one. That's awesome.
Yeah, that is awesome.
Yes, it is awesome. So let's start off with the background, and then we'll move to the bottom and turning point. What you got? What's your story?
Well, I mean, I was born and raised in Oklahoma, Oklahoma City, and I have a really great family. My parents are still together. They've been together for a long time. I think over 30 years now. I don't know. The first time I had a drink, I think I was 13, and I stole some tequila out of my mom's liquor cabinet, and I think I took a shot of that, and I didn't really feel the effects off of a shot of tequila, but I remember in high school that's when it really started. When I started getting drunk at parties, and it was just kind of on the weekends at first, and then kind of transitioned into other drugs like cocaine, and that's pretty much the only thing I really tried in high school. I was too scared to try the other stuff. But
What was it like for you? Because like for me, it was like it was kind of like a peer pressure deal, but then it was like it made me feel like I was okay and I could talk to people, because I didn't feel right in my own skin. And was it like that for you too?
Yeah, my whole family drinks, so it was just kind of normal,
right?
Not at family gatherings. Like I remember my grandma kind of slipping me a glass of wine here and there, and I remember feeling more relaxed with them and feeling like a part of the family for the first time, really. And
I'm one of them now.
yeah. I felt like an adult, and I felt like I was funny. And I was always, I felt like I was the center of attention, which I probably was. I was the first grandchild, but I felt it for the first time.
Right.
And then, I don't know, I partied. I went to college for a while. I didn't end up graduating, but we partied a lot, and all of my friends from college kind of stopped, and they all just continued on with college and got real jobs and got married and had kids. And I didn't experience that. I was just doing the same stuff, except the quality of the people that I was hanging out with started getting, worse and worse and worse. And when I was 23, I got a position as a general manager at Outback, and I had to get transferred down to Lawton. And that's really where it really, really spiraled down.
Right.
I started doing things I never would have imagined that I would do. I started drinking alone a lot because I didn't really have any friends, and I didn't really care to make any friends there. And then I got into a relationship with someone who was married. We did that for about 8 months. A lot of things. Having a relationship with someone who's married is really difficult.
Right.
I'm sure anybody could probably imagine that, but he ended things, and I got really depressed, and I tried to commit suicide. which is the second time I tried to commit suicide when I was 16 for the first time. But I got really depressed, and my boss and my family decided that it'd be best if I moved back to Oklahoma City. So I took over the Outback in Edmond, and I thought, this is going to be a fresh start.
Right.
And nobody really knows me here because it was Edmond, it wasn't Oklahoma City. And I quit drinking because I thought, maybe this is my problem. But I went to a psychiatrist after I left the psych ward. And he prescribed me Xanax and Adderall.
Wait, now let's go back because I like that part of your story.
Yeah.
The psych ward part, because I've been there too. And I got my family evicted, emotional wreck. And so, but what was your experience, and why did you end up there? What led to you ending up in the psych ward?
Okay, so while I was in a relationship with the guy that was married, I was in a relationship with he was in a relationship with me that I lived with.
Right.
And I came home one night and I was really angry with my boss, and I was angry with the guy that was married. And I had been drinking with my friend's parents. I got home and I grabbed a bottle of vodka and grabbed every medicine that I could find on the counter.
Right.
And my friend's daughter had a lot of health issues, so I don't even know what I consumed that night, but it was a lot. And he found me on the bathroom floor because I locked myself in the bathroom, and I was laying on the floor. He said there was foam coming out of my mouth. I had peed on myself.
Right.
And I remember laying there because I was still coherent, and I just wanted to die. I was just praying to whatever God I thought was there to take my life. And they had to kick in the door because he could see me through the bathroom window. He went outside, but they kicked in the door and made me throw up. And they called my sister. Somehow got word of what was going on, and no one was calling the police. So she called the police, and they came and they did an evaluation. Somehow I passed it, but my mom called someone the next day and told them that I had taken a bunch of Tylenol.
Right.
And they said that's one of the most dangerous things that you can take, because it won't actually kill you, but it can cause a lot of internal damage.
Yeah.
So I had to go to the emergency room, and from there they told me I had to go. I didn't have a choice. So.
Right. And I think it's funny because I heard you share the part of your story after you get admitted. Like some people say, when we're in the psych ward, we're like, we don't belong here. Yeah. You're like, I'm in here with a bunch of crazy people. But it's funny because it's a crazy act to want to commit, attempted suicide. I've never been there.
Yeah.
So I just think it's funny when you talk about it, how we compare ourselves outside of the psych ward.
Yeah.
When we don't want to accept that maybe there's something a little off here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So continue on. So when you got prescribed with the Xanax, and then what happens?
So I quit drinking, and I took the Xanax for about a month, and I decided that was too close to alcohol, and I didn't like that. Well, I did like it, but I needed to give it up. But the Adderall, I always felt like I fell behind at work. I wasn't ever doing enough. I was never good enough. So that was kind of my excuse to use Adderall. And pretty soon I was abusing it. I would run out of my prescription in about less than a week, and then I would supplement it with Coke and other stuff. So.
Right.
Yeah.
And then talk about relationships with I remember with us talking in Candid at Brad's Legacy Recovery, and you shared with me about the toxicity. How do you say it? Toxicity. Yeah. In the relationship, how you were the aggressor.
Yeah.
In that relationship.
Right. So I had been in a few abusive relationships before, and then I was in a relationship after I moved back to Edmond with one of my employees. which was a no-no. But I would get extremely jealous, and I would hit him hard. I would take him to the ground, and he would fight back. But man, if someone was coming at me like that, I probably would too.
Right, right.
And yeah, it was very, very eye-opening because I was used to being the one that was the victim, I guess.
Right.
And then I would turn it to where I was the victim, and somehow it was justified that I was hitting this person in the face or choking him or scratching him. So yeah.
I think it's important to highlight that part of your story.
Yeah.
And because I can't see that. I can't see you doing that. Like no, after getting to know you and watching you come grow on your walk.
Yeah.
You know, I can't picture it. It's like, wow. So it's amazing. So turning point to when you got sober.
Yeah. So I had this idea in my head that I was sober because I hadn't been drinking because that was my problem. But in reality, you know, my life had gotten worse when I quit drinking, and I was still using Adderall. But my job got really stressful. I just didn't want to be where I was anymore. I was back at the point where I was thinking about committing suicide again.
Right.
So I started drinking. The first night I drank a few drinks. The second night I didn't drink, and the third night I drank a lot. I pretty much started off where I ended when I quit drinking the first time, and that was a big eye opener. I knew something wasn't right, and I held my own intervention with my family, which I don't think anyone's ever, not that I've heard of, done that before. But I had my friend Whitney come down, and we decided as a group that I needed to go to treatment, so I went.
And where'd you go to treatment?
I went to Valley Hope.
Okay, cool. Yeah. And then, okay, so, and then that begins your sober journey.
Mm-hmm.
And so if I was to say, abandon everything that's of no use, what would you say?
I think that was absolutely necessary for me to get sober.
And what is one of the things that stands out that you had to abandon?
Well, I went back to work. I had been working out back for 10 years, and I worked about 3 hours of my shift, and I knew with as many hours that I was required to work, I wasn't going to be able to go to 12-step meetings and things that were necessary for my sobriety.
Right.
So I walked away, and that was a huge leap of faith.
That's good stuff.
Yeah.
That's good stuff. So you just hit a milestone. You just hit 1 year, and you and Matt got engaged.
We did.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And I see you guys super active in the sober living community, taking on so many commitments and service commitments, and we've been going to conferences, and it's just been a pleasure to get to know you both, you and Matt both, and see you guys grow in the fellowship and watch the fellowship grow around you. You know what I mean? And so I wanted to surprise you with this peer reflection, I guess, from your mother. I called your mom.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I spoke with Megan.
Oh my gosh.
And it took her a minute to remember me.
Yeah.
But I asked her to describe you before. And the before description of you is insecure, erratic, lost, often sad.
Yeah.
But now it's happy, consistent, and reliable.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I never would have thought my mom a little over a year ago would have ever said that about me.
That's awesome, right? It's pretty cool. It's good stuff.
Yeah.
I thought I'd hit you with that midway. And then, so now let's go to vision. So where do you see yourself about 3 to 4, maybe 5 years? And if you can't, think if you don't have a 5-year, goal plan, or what does 2 years look like? What?
Yeah. I don't really like to spend a lot of time thinking about the future.
Right.
I like to stay in right now. I know I've thought of some things, like I'd like to do some sober living.
Right.
I know start a sober living community. I want to get some land and put some tiny houses on there.
That's good. I can see you doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I've always been interested in tiny homes, so I thought it'd be cool to kind of create a community and sober people living together.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's a good idea. Okay, and then superhero or superpower and why?
Okay. I don't know. I think it'd be cool to hear other people's thoughts. Not in an intrusive kind of way, but I mean, I know for myself, I've always had a lot of doubt, and I'd love to hear, other people's doubt and let them know that's not, everything's okay.
Right.
And I think a lot of the time we don't see ourselves as everybody else sees us.
Right.
We're our own biggest critics.
That's good stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good stuff. I like that. Okay, I nevers. Okay, so what's an I never for you? Whether it's in addiction or sober.
I never thought that I would be in a faithful relationship. And fortunately, Matthew and I have that,
That's good stuff.
And when I was in my addiction, I always thought that I would never be in a relationship with someone else's spouse. And
right.
I did that.
Yeah, that's good stuff.
Yeah.
That's good. You did good on that. I like it. I can't wait to keep doing that I nevers. But okay, so what would you say to someone out there, a woman that may be here, catch your story and identifies with your story? What would you say to them if they're still struggling with their addiction and turning the corner with their lives? What would, at the top of your head, what would be some good advice for them?
Just do it. Just take that leap of faith. Go to 12-step meetings. I know in the beginning there was a lot of pain for me and uncomfortability. Is that the right word?
Discomfort.
Yeah, discomfort. But that all subsides. Those crazy thoughts in the beginning go away, and things just get way, way better.
Right.
So just stick with it.
Right. I like what you said. Pain is the price of admission for us, and we have to uncover, discover, and discard, and see where the root of the pain comes from.
Yeah.
If we live, through it. That's awesome. So thank you for doing this interview with me, Katelyn.
You're welcome.
I love you. I love you, Matt. See you next week. Grace and peace.